Air circuit breakers of unit 2, and the course outcome of this session is knowledge on air as interrupting medium, operation of air circuit breakers, and the classification of air circuit breakers. So this is session number 17, and today's discussion is on air circuit breakers. So the objectives of this session is: 1. Air as interrupting medium. 2. Operation of air circuit breaker. 3. Classification of air circuit breakers. And 4th, advantages of air circuit breakers. So when it is come to the circuit breaker, so as we know that the circuit breaker, it is nothing but a switch which can makes or breaks the circuit whenever it is essential or whenever it is necessary. Therefore, the circuit breakers can be defined as the arrangement which makes or breaks the electrical circuit manually or automatically under all conditions. See, whenever you go for making and breaking of the electrical circuit, either manually or automatically under all conditions such as no load, full load, and short circuit conditions. So the difference between all the three: no load is when the amount of current that is passing through the electrical circuit or through the power system, if it is said to be zero, it is called as a no load condition. Full load is when the amount of current that is flowing through the power system, if it is equal to the rated value, or if it is equal to the normal value, then it can be referred as the full load. Short circuit condition is this can be referred as the fault current or the fault condition. When you got a fault, when you got a short circuit, the amount of current is high. Therefore, the circuit breaker which is used in the power system, which can be making or which can be breaking the electrical circuit under all these three conditions: no load, full load, and short circuit. Therefore, the circuit breaker will play an important role in the power system, or we can call the switchgear or the circuit breaker, it is the integral part of power system. So we will see the classification of circuit breakers based on interrupting medium. Interrupting medium is one which is going to interrupt the arc during the fault condition, because the interrupting medium will play a vital role in order to quench, in order to stop, or in order to go for high speed of operation. So the circuit breaker operation or the speed of operation of circuit breaker, it decides the amount of time it takes in order to interrupt or in order to quench the arc. So based on the interrupting medium, the circuit breakers can be classified as: 1. Oil circuit breaker. In this case, we are using oil as an interrupting medium in order to quench or in order to stop or in order to extinguish. So generally it will be referred as OCB. Based on the quantity of oil we are using in order to quench, the oil circuit breakers can be classified as bulk oil circuit breaker, and the second as minimum oil circuit breaker. So the difference between the bulk oil circuit breaker and the minimum oil circuit breaker is the quantity of oil we are using in order to quench or in order to interrupt an arc. If you use more quantity of oil, then it will be referred as the bulk oil circuit breaker. So if you use less quantity of oil, then it can be referred as the minimum oil circuit breaker. So the minimum oil circuit breaker, it contains a turbulator. It is a special arrangement in order to go for quenching of an arc. The second classification is the air circuit breakers. Now air as an interrupting medium, so therefore it can be called as the air circuit breaker, and this we can commercially or generally call it as an ACB. So again, the air circuit breakers have got two classifications. One, air circuit breakers and air blast circuit breakers. So the air circuit breaker and air blast circuit breaker is, it depends on the pressure of air we are using in order to interrupt in the circuit breaker. The third classification is the sulfur hexafluoride gas circuit breaker or SF6 circuit breaker. And the fourth classification, if you use the vacuum in order to interrupt, then it can be called as the vacuum circuit breaker. So let us discuss on air circuit breaker. Again, the circuit breaker, again it is a switch which can make or breaks the circuit under all conditions such as no load, full load and short circuit condition. Since we are using air as an interrupting medium, so therefore this circuit breaker we call it as an air circuit breaker. Based on the pressure of air used for extinction of arc, the air circuit breakers are divided into one, air circuit breakers, second as the air blast circuit breakers. The air circuit breaker is one when you use the extinguishing media or extinguishing medium like air at normal pressure in order to extinguish the arc. It can be called as the air circuit breakers. Second classification is the air blast. When you use high pressured air or compressed air in order to quench or in order to extinguish, then it can be called as, or then it can be classified it as the air blast circuit breaker. Further, the air blast circuit breakers are the high pressured air when you allow it into the arcing chamber either along the axis or perpendicular to the axis of an arc. The air blast circuit breakers, again it can be classified it into axial blast circuit breaker and the second as the cross blast circuit breakers. So this is the pictorial representation for axial blast circuit breaker, where it has got two contacts. One is the moving contact and fixed contact, and this it can be referred as arcing chamber, and this is an arc, air reservoir, air valve. So this is the actual picture of axial blast circuit breaker using in the power system. So the operation, it can be classified into two. One is the normal condition and second as the abnormal condition. Normal is one, whenever there is a current flow continuously from one end to the other end, it can be classified it as a normal condition. So the operation under normal condition is, one, the fixed contact and moving contact are held together with the help of spring pressure. So there is an air reservoir connecting to the arcing chamber through the air valve. The air valve controls the flow of air into the arcing chamber. The valve is closed under normal conditions. Abnormal condition, this can be referred as the fault condition. When fault occurs, the tripping impulse is produced which causes the opening of air valve. Since the air valve connects to the air reservoir and arcing chamber, there is a synchronism between the opening of air valve and the separation of moving contact and fixed contact. When this high pressured air enters into the arcing chamber, so the air pushes away the moving contact, away from the fixed contact, and the entire space between those two contacts is filled with high pressured air, where the density of air it is said to be more. Whenever the density is more, the dielectric strength is also said to be high. When the moving contact gets separated, now the arc will struck. The high pressured air flows along the axis of an arc. Since the space is occupied by high density high pressured air, now the arc will get extinguished, or arc will get stopped. So the next classification is cross blast circuit breaker. So this is the general arrangement for cross blast circuit breaker. Here also we got two contacts, one is moving contact and fixed contact, and this can be referred as the arcing chamber, and it is having arc runners and arc splitters. These two will play a vital role in order to go for a high resistance method of arc extinction. So the operation of circuit breaker or cross blast circuit breaker. So now we are allowing the high pressured air perpendicular with respect to the arc axis. Again, the operation can be divided into two classifications. One is the normal condition and the second is the abnormal condition. So during the normal condition, the moving contact and fixed contacts are held together and the air valve remains in closed position. When you get an abnormality, when fault occurs, the moving contacts get separated from the fixed contact. When these two contacts are get separated, arc is produced between the contacts. At the same time, high pressured air allows or flows perpendicular to the axis of an arc. Because of this high pressured air which forces the arc into the exhaust chamber, where it is provided with arc splitters and runners. The arc splitters and arc runners, it will do the lengthening and splitting of an arc. Lengthening, it will increase the resistance of an arc. Splitting, it reduces the cross-sectional area of an arc. So when you go for lengthening and reduction of cross-sectional area, so the arc gets extinguished quickly. This involves high resistance method of arc extinction. So let me discuss on advantages of air circuit breakers. So I got a high speed of operation. There is one advantage where the time of operation is very less. So therefore it can be referred or it can be called as a high speed of operation. Second, arcing time is less because we are allowing high pressured air into the arcing chamber. As soon as the arc gets struck, so the arcing time is minimum. So therefore the total time of operation of circuit breaker is also less. Third, the arcing products are completely removed. See, the arcing products, see this advantage, we are comparing this with oil circuit breakers. So in oil circuit breakers, for each and every operation, so there will be a carbon particles will be get dissolved into the oil. When the carbon particles are get dissolved into the oil, this is called as the carbonization. When you have got a carbonization, the dielectric strength of an oil, it will get decreased. So therefore, the byproducts during the arcing period will decreases the dielectric strength of an extinguishing medium. But whereas in case of an air circuit breaker, since we are allowing high pressured air, whatever the byproducts during the arcing period are completely removed. Next advantage, high current ratings. Yeah, current rating. See, since the circuit breakers where the time of the arcing time is very less, so it can quench the arc very quickly, very fast. So therefore there is a possibility of handling high currents. So that is another advantage, and it is suitable for high speed of operation because the entire time of operation of circuit breaker, it depends on both the arcing time. So now the arcing time is less. Whenever the arcing time it is said to be less, yeah, this is called as the high speed of operation. Yeah, at the meantime, you got a few disadvantages. One, maintenance is always high. Second is, yeah, it needs special equipments like reservoir for storage of air or high pressured air. And air has the inferior property of arc quenching because the dielectric strength of air it is less, so hence it is referred as the inferior property. And of course during the operation of air circuit breaker, so it will produce more noise. But the merits always overrides on demerits. So therefore we are going for air circuit breaker for high current ratings and for high speed of operations. So in order to go for a summarization, so we are using air as an interrupting medium in order to quench or in order to extinguish. Basically circuit breaker, it is nothing but a switch. So where these air circuit breakers can be divided into two. One is air circuit breaker and air blast circuit breaker. This can be classified based on the pressure of air we are using in order to extinguish or in order to stop an arc. Again, the air blast circuit breaker, I have got two classifications. One is axial blast and another is the cross blast. If you allow a high pressured air along the axis, it can be referred as the axial blast. If you allow the high pressured air perpendicular to the axis, then it can be referred as the cross blast. For both the axial blast and cross blast, the operation can be divided into two. One is normal and abnormal mode. So let us discuss on assessment. One, if the length of arc increases, if the length of an arc increases, its resistance is dash. A decreases, B increases, C both A and B, and D either A or B. So whenever the length of an arc increases, it because R is directly proportional to L, definitely the resistance of an arc will increase. So now the solution for this is B. If the length of an arc increases, its resistance will also increase. Current chopping occurs in dashed circuit breaker. The options are A oil, B air, C vacuum, and D sulfur hexafluoride gas. Current chopping is one where it is a parameter where the rate of rise of recovery voltage and rate of rise of restriking voltage. Whenever this high density air allow other than the natural current zero, that leads to the current chopping. So the solution for this is the air circuit breaker. Current chopping occurs in air circuit breakers. The air blast circuit breaker have dashed speed of operation. Options are low, B medium, C high, and D normal. So this is an advantage of air blast circuit breaker where the speed of operation it is said to be high, and the solution for this is C high. The air blast circuit breakers have high speed of operation. Fourth, in air blast circuit breakers, the interrupting medium is dash. A air, B sulfur hexafluoride gas, C high pressured air, D vacuum. So air blast, the meaning of blast is high pressure, so therefore the solution is C. So let us discuss on few fill in the blanks. The arc resistance increases with dash in area of cross section decreases because resistance R is inversely proportional with the area of cross section. So therefore whenever the cross sectional area decreases, the resistance will increase. The arc may be splits using dash, that is arc splitters. We are going for splitters in order to go for reduction of cross sectional area. Next, the arc length may be increased by using dash, that is arc runners. So both these arc runners and arc splitters, so where the resistance R, it is directly proportional to L and inversely proportional to area of cross section. So we are using both these arc runners and arc splitters in order to increase the resistance of an arc whenever the resistance get increases. So that we call it as a high resistance method of arc extinction. Thank you. And this is our team headed by Srimati D. Aruna and Dr. K. Tippeswamy. Thank you.